Welcome on board. I am going to walk you through a process that helped over 250 executives land higher level roles. The fundamentals here, you will be able to send me a message anytime to get feedback. And also you can join the Q&A calls every Friday. So you are never stuck during the process. I'm going to walk you through module one. But before that, let me give you the big picture. So basically, after module one, then you are going to learn high status LinkedIn profile, like how to have a high status LinkedIn profile, then understanding the decision makers, then high status communication interview skills and executive presence. Then you're going to learn how to have calls with the decision makers and the people who are already at the position you want. Then I'm going to show you how to put that information that you learned from them to your LinkedIn resume, video resume, and build a really high status LinkedIn profile. Then you are going to learn how to use recruiters to get multiple offers. Then I'm going to show you on the highest level the application process. Then the last module will be basically getting multiple offers. So that's how you are going to get to your higher level executive role. That's how you're going to land that role. That's the process. The first part is basically like this is module one, and the idea is like clarifying your target at module one and starting to build your new high status LinkedIn profile. So like I said, this is the platform you are just going to join, and then here at this app, you are going to basically upload your LinkedIn profile picture. I'm just going to give you like a full update on the things that are working. So at this app, you are going to choose business, and it is going to give you some ratings: competent, likable, influential. This is just going to give you a very good LinkedIn profile picture that will help you later on the process. And then you are going to write what is your target position and target company type. Then, with your experience, write 3 reasons why you can get that role fast. I know how to build teams, I know how to do a P&L, I know how to lead projects. Just like put everything that's on your mind, and you can also send to me to get feedback. Then what type of companies need you the most? What type of companies is the biggest problem you can solve? And more importantly, how you can add value to those companies in order to make them basically revenue, because that's what decision makers care the most. Like the number one goal of a company is to make money. That's how the company can grow, make cooler, better projects, and expand. So in this process, you are going to learn on the highest level how to talk about revenue so that you will be able to connect with decision makers big time. And then basically you are going to get LinkedIn Sales Navigator. You are going to use it to connect with the decision makers and the people who are already at the positions you want later on the process. But now you are basically, all my clients told me, I wish I knew that before, because I'm going to show you very cool things with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. You're going to get a lot from that. But now what you are going to do is you're going to find the most growing companies that you can add value the most and have an idea of like what type of companies are growing in your field. So basically company headcount growth, industry, department headcount growth. This is going to give you an idea of these are the type of companies that I can create the biggest impact, and they are growing. And this is going to help you like clarify your target. And later on, that can change a little bit, because once you start having calls with the decision makers and the people who are already at the positions you want, based on their feedback, I had so many clients like switched, like, okay, this guy is a PhD, he has a lot more experience than me, and he's telling me to go this way. And the other guy also, he told me the same thing. So basically at this, like how to have calls with the decision makers, like at that module, that can happen. So don't make the master plan, just have an idea about like which type of companies you can create the biggest impact. Sales Navigator will help you a lot. Then executing on a pro level. So to get to the higher level roles, to get to basically like higher levels in life, you have to execute on a professional level. So I've been working with executives for a long time, and I have so much experience in this field. So these videos will help you tremendously. How to overthink less, how to focus on results, not activities, why you should focus on the basics, and how to basically be a weapon on productivity. Because the more things you like, the faster you just complete tasks like uploading pictures, sales navigators, talking to recruiters, like the things that you are going to follow in this process, the sooner you are going to get that executive role you want. So these videos will help you tremendously, and watch them and write what you will implement in your life to get your target role much faster. I'm going to help you tremendously on the mindset level and on the productivity part as well. But these videos will help you tremendously. That next part is understanding the people who are already at the position you want. So basically, you are going to, even if you are going for lower levels, let's say VP or sometimes like senior director, you are going to YouTube your target position, but for C-level. Why? Because these guys, like C-level means that guy understands revenue, money, how to brand himself or herself, how to communicate his expertise and like executive presence more than others. That's the manifestation basically of like being a C-level executive. That is the that is one of the most important things you are going to learn through this process. So basically, you're going to YouTube your target position, but for C-level, so you understand the revenue perspective on a deeper level. And you can also use TechCrunch or the blogs you like as well to understand them. So I'm just giving you an example. Let's say CTO. You, if the and you're going to choose, let's say, Summit, and you are going to watch some of the guys that you connect with. Why? Why you are doing this? And also, you are going to put their biggest problems and their solutions with their words. So while you are watching, you are going to recognize some patterns, and you are going to put that here. Why you are doing this? Because if you can explain somebody their problem better than them by using their words, they subconsciously think you can solve that problem. I'm going to repeat this again, it's extremely important. If you can explain somebody their problem better than them by using their words, they subconsciously think you can solve that problem. So once you understand like how the C-level guys in your field, like their language patterns, basically, and then write all these like their problems and their solutions with their words here. Later on, once you start having calls with them, you are going to come here, module 1, and then read. And they're going to be like, wow, this guy is amazing. Like, he really gets me. He really understands me. Why? Because of this reason. If you can explain somebody their problem better than them by using their words, they immediately think you can solve that problem. So once you watch a few of those like summits, and also, like I said, you can use TechCrunch, etc. as well, and put their biggest problems and their solutions with their words here. Later on, once you start having calls with executives, which is a way I will teach to access the hidden executive roles that are not posted online, you will be able to connect with them so much better than your competition, and you will stand out from the crowd big time. Then, once you have calls with them, I'm going to show you what message you need to send to them from LinkedIn to get them on a call and what to say to them at those calls. You basically will take lots of notes, just like this one, at those calls, their biggest problems and their solutions. Then you are going to transfer what you learned from them to companies. Now companies will love you. Like they're going to be like, how this guy knows all this stuff? Like, he really understands us. So that's why this process works so well, because like all the entire process is like reverse engineer. And this is a video of basically like a client profile of mine, so you understand the fundamentals of like what are the things that are working really, really well. And then basically watch this video, it will help you tremendously. Then the last part for module 1, again, like I said, I'm giving you like a full update on the things that are going to bring you pretty good results. So you're going to request LinkedIn recommendations from your connections. So basically you are going to write the names and the recommendations to put on your LinkedIn profile to increase your status. Basically, all you need is 2 to 3 recommendations. So you don't need to create the master plan. So let's say you're going to you're going to get a recommendation. You're going to request a recommendation from Mike. You're going to put the name here and the recommendation that you are going to send to him so that it is organized. So 5 C-level or 10 VP, they are better than 20 manager recommendations. Why? Well, like basically social proof. So quality is more important here than quantity. It's extremely important. And to ask a recommendation in a high status way, basically you are just going to send your request connections. I'm considering to get an X role, and I would appreciate if you send me this LinkedIn recommendation. Or if they're in your company, you can just send this as well. But the idea is, the thing that works really, really well is you are going to write the recommendation for you and then send to him. This way, he is going to be like, oh, he is getting to a higher level role. And he's just asking a recommendation, and he already wrote the recommendation for me. So I don't have to do anything. I just click 2 buttons. And if I help him on this super basic thing, then later on he can help me on some other things as well. So this is the best way of like getting recommendations, the most effective and efficient way. So basically, I'm just going to write the recommendation for them. So let's say your name is Michael. You are basically going to say, Michael is a very smart guy when it comes to this, etc., etc. And basically, you are just going to send this to your connections. And like I said, during the process, you can just from here send a message to me anytime or join the Q&A calls. The idea is you should never feel stuck. So basically, how to write 10 recommendations. You're going to send to everybody you know. How to write 10 recommendations in 10 minutes. Basically, you are going to go to Sales Navigator and or LinkedIn and basically go for the C-level guys in your field, copy their recommendation, put it on ChatGPT, and then rewrite this. And it's just going to give you many recommendations so you can be a lot more effective. That's the value of of working together. I'm going to give you during the process the most effective ways to do things so you don't waste time. You can be like very effective, very efficient, and get results faster. Besides, let me try this, find an effective, efficient way here. Okay, let me try this now. You have like an exact process, step by step, to follow and an expert on your side so you can get feedback. This way, you are never stuck until you get the executive role you want. So once you send to everybody you know, this is a reminder, send as many LinkedIn recommendations as possible because success here especially is a numbers game. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. So send to everybody you know. And remember, all you need is 3. And success is a numbers game. Here the same. If you send to 20, let's say 15 to 20 people, of course some of them are going to reply, are going to send the recommendation. But if you send to 2, you will attach to an outcome. And this is not the best way to get results. And it will be the same, like I said, the numbers game, with the recruiters, with executives, with the application process. I'm going to give you like the most effective ways to do things. Like you are going to put in the number and you are going to put in the work, put in the number, and you will have a lot of alternatives. This way, you are not going to get attached to an outcome. So maybe you watch some of my client videos, you saw like, I got multiple offers for this role, C role, like you're like, how this is possible? Because they follow this exact specific process and get my feedback. So they put in the work and put in the numbers. So they had many alternatives. So they didn't get attached to an outcome and they basically get amazing results. So that's why success is a numbers game, especially here. I'm going to basically, the last part is 1 week later, if they don't reply for the recommendations part, you are going to ask, hey, Mike, did you get my previous message? So this is just like a very unattached way of following up. And sometimes you get answers like, oh, I'm sorry, I was busy with the kids. Here, I just sent you. So this, you are going to use this message a lot. And that's basically module 1. Once you requested as many LinkedIn recommendations as possible, then your module 1 is perfectly done. Then from school, you can just send me a message to get to module 2 right away. Also, at the next module, you are going to learn how to gain very valuable information for your LinkedIn from the executives who are already at the position you want. So next module will be really exciting for you, and talk to you soon. Have a great day.